Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence with Just Ask. Today's show is the Literacy Partnership of Southeast Michigan. Hurry back and join us. Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence with Just Ask. Today's show is the Literacy Partnership of Southeast Michigan. And we have as our guest today, Margaret Williamson of the Detroit area, Carol Moraniec of Oakland County area, and Ted Bolak of the Macomb area. Glad to have you all here today. Thank you for coming.
Well, thanks for having us.
Good, good. Now I'm going to start off with you, Margaret, because I know it's more than just a name for the Literacy Partnership of Southeast Michigan. So
Yes.
let me know what the part is that you take care of
Okay.
in the Detroit area, starting with you.
I'll be happy to, Marsha. I'm the Executive Director, CEO of Pro Literacy Detroit. And Pro Literacy Detroit is a literacy organization that was organized back in 1984. And what we do is provide free tutorial services for adults 16 and over and their families. And we additionally train volunteers to be tutors. And we have had such a tremendous partnership in Detroit with corporations and foundations and community organizations supporting our efforts, because in the city of Detroit, roughly 47% of our residents read at a 4th grade level and below. Okay. So we have a huge challenge. We're really looking at a population comprised of roughly 365,000 people who are really basically locked out of moving forward economically and educationally because they don't reach the reading level that they must hit in order to go into a community college or get a GED or go to a Focus Hope. So that's what we do, basic skills.
Okay, well, let me move on to Carol Moraniec here. And Carol, you're the director of which area?
I'm the director of the Oakland Literacy Council. We serve adults 18 and older who live, work, or go to school in Oakland County. We provide free training for volunteers, and we also serve a large foreign-born population. So we teach English to people from other countries, and that population continues to grow. So our situation's a little bit different than Pro Literacy Detroit's, okay. But we are seeing more and more adult basic education students.
Okay, now Ted Bolak, all you guys are directors, and that's the good part about this show today, that we're actually speaking to the directors to get the full understanding of which each branch does, so, or division. Is it divisions or?
We're all nonprofit organizations.
Okay, organizations.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and Ted Bolak, who is the director of Macomb. And what's your role?
I'm the director of Macomb Literacy Partners. Like Pro Literacy Detroit, we've been around since 1984, so we're celebrating our 25th anniversary going into 2009. It starts, technically July is the start of our 25th year. We provide literacy services for much the same populations as the other two organizations. Our programs break down to free tutoring. We work with English as a second language students who may be foreign born, have lived in the country for a while and need help learning English. We also deal with populations that are basic education or basic literacy who are native English speakers, but for one reason or another may even have a high school degree and still are struggling with reading. Some have learning disabilities, others have faced hardships in their lives. And in another area that we get involved in is family literacy. We have a Read to Me program where Roscoe the Clown works with children.
Where is Roscoe today? Oh, okay.
If you let me change and get
you're Roscoe, okay.
I'm really not.
Okay.
We do programs that we get children involved. They bring their parents or guardian or grandparent, and Roscoe gets them excited about reading and engaged doing the ABCs and singing songs, and then they get a free children's book after the program. Above and beyond that, we have conversation groups and forums for our tutors. Much like the other organizations, our services are free, so that means that people who are struggling with literacy can access those services at no charge. We use volunteers as a base for our programs, and they're on the front lines dealing with the students after they go through a training program.
Now, let me ask you all, anyone who can answer this question, mainly do people just come in and seek your services, or how does one find out? Because mainly why you're here today with us here at Just Ask is to actually help support getting the word out of each and every one of you, so that people can feel like, hey, I can contact you and ask questions or come by your location and get more information. And I'm very happy to know about the family type program where all the members can attend, as well as the foreign type program where if a person is non-English speaking can actually seek you out, you know, and young people in general who don't want anybody to know their business and just decide, I think I want to do this myself. Okay, so how do your clients actually come to you?
Well, our clients, word of mouth. We go and visit other community organizations' events and take our literature and talk about our program. We have a speakers bureau comprised of volunteers who go to different sectors of our community and take the word and take the message. We also use the internet. We have a website, and that's another way. When people go online and look for a literacy organization, then our names pop up depending on where you live. The word of mouth, and then the other is the referrals. We get referrals from other institutions who give reading assessments as part of their intake process. So if a person goes to work for first agency to get a job, they're first tested to see their reading level, to see whether or not they can help that person. So the people who they can't help, they refer to us. If you're going through a family independence agency situation and you're looking for a job and your reading level is low, they'll refer you to pro-literacy. So people who deal with the population of persons who aren't reading well make the referral to us. Okay. So we get a lot of people of all ages, and we also do a public awareness campaign so that people know they aren't the only people who are having difficulty reading. You may feel like you're alone, but one in every two persons has some difficulty reading.
That's
I
right.
tell you what, we're going to go to a break, and ladies and gentlemen, we can be right back with some more excellent information on you getting involved with the Literacy Council or Partnership for Southeast Michigan. We'll be right back.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad
One more
today.
time. Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys.
And welcome back to the show. Now, those of you who are just not joining us, we have the Literacy Partnership of Southeast Michigan. And ladies and gentlemen, this show is very special. And the reason I say it's very special is because there's a lot of viewers out there that have reading difficulties. We're not saying reading problems, we're saying reading difficulties, which means that you can read some, but there's a certain level that you may be stuck at in life, and you want to advance that level. These are the individuals, the directors themselves today, who are giving you insight on what each and every location does, and you may contact them. So we're going to give you more information, the websites, the phone numbers, and I do want you to take time out and contact these facilities and ask them, can I come in and get tested just to see where you are? And even if it's not you as an adult, if you have teenagers or young children that you're concerned about, check them out. All right. Had to get that out because it's very important. A lot of parents may say, oh, well, he's just slow, or I'm not sure what the problem is, or he's being stubborn, don't want to learn, isn't that? This is the time where you actually take a moment out and have your children tested to make sure it's not that they're slow or whatever the remedial problem may be. You get a chance to kind of get an upgrade on knowing so that you can decide what services as a parent you think you may need. And Kara, I left off with you. I wanted to pick up on what you were going to say before we went to break.
Sure. Well, Ted was mentioning that we serve the lowest level adult learners, and we do get a lot of referrals from adult education programs and community colleges. And the great thing about our services, I think for the students, they have the chance to work one-on-one with a tutor, and then they can get up to a level where they would be successful in a community college setting or an adult education program. So, the student then comes full circle. And they're able to move on in their education and reach their goals.
How long is a person allowed to work with a tutor, to advance themselves?
As long as they need help. We will, there's no time limit. We get them up to usually the 8th grade level, a little bit higher than that sometimes, and then they're off and running, and they're able to be successful in another setting.
Okay. Any work with persons who may be dyslexia?
Certainly.
Okay.
Our adult literacy students didn't come to us, by accident. There's a reason that they weren't successful in school. Okay. And many of them have some type of learning disability that just was never diagnosed.
Okay. Can someone tell me a little bit about volunteering?
About volunteering? Well, we have volunteer tutors, and for us, that's the real backbone of our agency. And every year we train between 350 and 400 volunteers. And we train them, we take them through a workshop that teaches them the effective techniques to be a tutor. And we provide tutors for adults 16 and over. And the person is certified at the end of the 18-hour workshop. And they receive a certification in either one-to-one, that's our basic literacy program, English as a second language, which is a 16-hour training workshop, small group facilitation where the person is enabled to train to tutor from 3 to 9 persons. And then we have a workshop leader training where we enable volunteers to be equipped to train other volunteers to be tutors. Okay. So all of those various tutor training workshops provide certificates at the end of the workshop, and if the person moves to another state, then they're still qualified to be a tutor if they like to tutor in their new home. Okay. So that's the backbone, and that volunteer initiative enables us to provide the services, because if a person were paying for the level of individualized tutorial instruction we provide, they would start usually at $40 an hour. Okay. And we get 2 hours once a week in a public place, and that's free. So a person who needs that help to move to the next level can get assistance and not have to pay for it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Also, the nice thing is, we recognize one another's training. So if Oakland County has a training coming up and you live in Macomb County and you'd like to take our training to tutor for Macomb's program, you're able to do that. We recognize, each other's training. So you can be certified to tutor in the community that you choose.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
that's great. And so now the age for that can be 18 and up.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, there's a lot of people who retire and stuff. We're at retirement age, so some of us, we're at retirement level now where some people want to do something besides stay at home all day. And a lot of, now let me ask you this, are some of your volunteer tutors, are they teachers, retired teachers, instructors?
They come
and
from
things?
all walks of life.
Great.
And many of our tutors are retired because they find that they have the additional time now to work with students, and they don't have the demands that work life puts on them. So. We find that a lot of our tutors are retired, but they come from all walks of life. Young teachers, I know a lot of us have young teachers who are getting involved, especially those that are working with a specialization in reading or language arts. But the nice thing is you don't have to have a teaching background to be a tutor. And sometimes we work with businesses or corporations that are looking for a way to give back to the community, and becoming a tutor is one way to get employees involved and actually get their company name out there and start a relationship that way.
Now, I noticed that some of the athletes like to read to young people. Do you guys have any tie-ins with the athletes come out and read to young people, or is that something totally different? We should get them involved, huh? Okay.
No, that's not true. I know the Pistons has an all-star reading team effort
Okay.
every year, and they rotate the community involvement piece. And we have, all of our agencies have been a part of that. The PGA, Professional Golf Association, offers all our organizations as the Literacy Partnership opportunities to be a part of their programs. During the Ryder Cup, when it was here last, we were a charity. We received donations. We got an opportunity to volunteer. This year, when the PGA was here in the summer, we got that same opportunity. The Detroit Tigers regularly gives our volunteers and tutors a block of 150 tickets so that we can have an evening at the ballpark and just celebrate. So in our city council in Detroit, each year recognizes our volunteers in October for a special Literacy Day celebration, and they give out Spirit of Detroit Awards to the volunteers and supporters who've been with us that prior year. So I would say the community involvement at all levels. The Lions have contributed to our silent auction, and I know all of us have.
We do get community support, and we are really recognized as really strong organizations in the community. Our county commissioners also support us financially. We're housed in the Macomb County Library.
Reading is very important. I mean, reading was one of the highest. I mean, reading math or math reading, but either way it goes, those two things you need no matter what, you know. And I'm glad to know, and hearing from each and every one of you, that the strong point is to secure people in reading, whether it's English language or foreign language coming in to learn English language. That's wonderful. How are you funded, though?
We have diverse funding sources, but our number one source, much like other organizations, is really individual contributions and donations. We do get some county funding, as I mentioned, from the commissioners. We get some state funding through the Department of Labor and Economic Growth, but individual donations for our organization make up over 60% of our funding base. So that's corporations, people who are just investing in literacy, which I like to think, especially in tough economic times, is a good investment because it's always a low-risk investment. It's a high-reward investment, too. It really pays to promote literacy and fund literacy initiatives because it will give back to the economy by creating people who are better qualified for jobs. And I know the other literacy councils feel very strongly about that too.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I just concur with everything you said in terms of the support that we get. You know, it's the same, and we do receive a federal flow through the City of Detroit Neighborhood Opportunity Fund. But it's the investment is high, and what we do with the money that we receive as contributions, it demonstrates that the majority, in our case, and I know most of our cases, over 85 to 90% of the funds go directly in the program. So when people look at how the contributions are used, they can see that it's going to create that opportunity for a person at the lowest literacy levels.
Now, let me ask you guys, if people want to donate books and things like that, do you guys collect book donations?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We do.
Yeah, we always do.
Yeah, we always
Yeah.
do.
All right, because book donations to me are important. And when I heard you say earlier that the kids get a book and stuff like that, how is that done?
A lot of service organizations like Rotary clubs, for instance, Kiwanis clubs, schools, it will contact us and say, we have a number of books to give you, how do we drop them off? And so we get piles and piles of books that are stacked up. They just contact us, we bring them in, and then they're of course, I know all of us accept gently used or new quality books, and we just distribute those to people who need
When
them.
the show airs, we know that there are some book donations out there coming into play. Okay, well, we're going to take another break and come back and get some more important information, so we'll be right back.
America's greatness was not crafted in skyscrapers alone, but on the ground by those who could see what needed to be done. Volunteers who in service stepped forward onto the dust of the moon levee in the heartland, the marble steps of a dream. You may ask yourself, where's my moon, my levee, my dream? Well, it's here, with you. Step forward. Help renew America at usaservice.org.
If a natural disaster happened, we'd probably all meet around the grocery store.
We would all meet at a bus stop.
Oh, we'd probably meet at our neighbor's house.
And welcome back to the last half of the show. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I'm learning a lot today about the literacy program. And I think as the person who fairly well reads good, I still need to go get tested, check myself out just to see what level am I at. Because you may have went to school doesn't mean that you are an avid reader or consistent on knowing what things are. You may want to just go and visit the councils themselves and just see how their program is set up. Maybe you want to volunteer, maybe you want to get your children involved, or if you're an elderly person who has not much to do at home every day, want to be involved to stay active. So we're going to give out their websites and phone numbers so that you can contact each and every one of these locations to find out more information about each one. Now, Margaret, I want to start off with you though, but we had some literature here today, so before we get your website and phone number, give us some information on the Virtual Pro Literacy University. Now, I don't know what this is, so Margaret's going to fill me in on it.
Okay.
And it looks like it's something pretty interesting. What is that about?
It's an opportunity for people to go online and receive help, individualized help in reading, math, basic subjects. We have subjects that go all the way up through community college. So if you'd like to be prepared for a GED program, to enter community college, to just improve your basic skills, to improve your workplace skills. Our modules start at grade 1.6, which is still meets that lowest literacy level. Mm-hmm. So that's an opportunity that people can take advantage of 24/7, and that's our purpose for setting it up, so that you can be remediated and get help any time of the day.
Okay.
All
What
right.
about the Aztec software?
Well, we use the Aztec software system as the virtual university uses that. It's powered by Aztec. And Aztec is a company 28 years old that was started by two ladies and who started it to help people who have difficulty because of learning disabilities. And so it's designed to help everyone. And it's really great for people who, as you talked about, need to brush up or who really need to strengthen those basic skills before they move ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
And the council also has, excuse me, is it bi-weekly or weekly cable show?
We do in Pro Literacy Detroit, we do an hour show twice a week, Monday and Thursday evenings on our public access station, HPR TV 33. And we do 40 minutes of tutoring, and we give community leaders and other people doing great things in the community an opportunity to come on, share what they do, share their services, and then they are our student that day. And we have an actual Pro Literacy Detroit tutor who does the tutoring. So we are doing that as outreach, and we say you can learn from your living room couch.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, like we're learning from you
Like
guys today.
yes.
In the room couch. Okay, okay. And now, Kira, I know you have some good news to tell us about your anniversary or something that's coming up.
Right. Well, I just think it's remarkable that all three of our organizations are celebrating our 25 years of service to the community. I think it says a lot about, the need for our organizations and the good that we're doing in our local communities.
Okay. And are there events this coming up for it, or how do you do?
Yes. We've had a committee busy planning many events to mark our 25th anniversary, and we hope to include tutors, students, everyone, newcomers to learn about literacy.
Now, Literacy Month is October of every year, correct?
September.
September of every year, okay.
September.
And then your anniversary event, do you have a date and time when that'll be coming up?
This summer, we're going to do a big event.
Okay, okay. That's the summer of 2009, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Summer 209.
Right.
Okay, 209, summer 209. Okay. And Ted, anything going on in your side of town?
We do have a pretty big literacy benefit auction in March, March 31st, and we'll also be doing some 25th anniversary work this summer too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go back around and get everybody's website and phone number. So Ted, let me start with you. What's the website and phone number where you are?
Ours is www.macombhliteracy.org. That's our website, and our phone number is 586-286-2750.
Okay, you want to get that out again?
Sure. Our website is www.macombhliteracy.org, and our phone number is 586-286-2750.
Okay, and come back around to you, Carol.
Sure. Our website is www.oaklandliteracy.net. Our phone number is 248-253-1617.
Okay, you want to give that again?
Sure. www.oaklandliteracy.net, and our phone number is 248-253-1617.
Okay, and Margaret.
And ours is www.proliteracydetroit.org. 313-965-8445 is our phone number. And I'll do it. www.proliteracydetroit.org. 313-965-8445. And our 25th anniversary event will be a Scrabble and Jazz event at the MGM Grand Detroit Casino on May the 5th from 6 to 11 p.m.
One thing that's really important, I think, about all of our programs is that we, because they're one-on-one tutoring situations, they help people break through some of their life circumstances that they've had difficulties with, particularly reading. And we find that our tutors become a real lifeline for students, and that they form relationships centered around reading that become more than just a student-teacher relationship in the sense of you're teaching someone some content. There's an emotional component, there's an investment there, and many of the people who work together just form that type of relationship that helps them move beyond the difficulties that they may have had, and that they can put part of that past them and kind of push forward and make some real progress that's really valuable. And there's nothing like hearing the stories and seeing the progress for the first time.
And just the idea of full families or complete families reading together is just a wonderful thing in itself, because when children see their parents reading, then they automatically feel like, well, my mom's got a book, my dad's got a book, I need to have a book too. And to know that all days are not spent just wandering around, but go to the library or go to, to your locations and actually sit and read peacefully as a family and learn. That's got to be an eye-opener in itself, and I think that's a wonderful thing. So I want to thank all three of you for coming today. Margaret, Carol, and Ted. I couldn't have did this without you, and hopefully you will get some phone calls or for some volunteers, as well as the clientele will pick up. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can't get any more, good information than this to know that the Partnership Council is available for you, so that you can get a chance to do better in reading or writing. So why not contact them? If you're not sure, just go in anyway and find out. Let them tell you. And then that way you'll feel much better about your decision, should you or should you not be tested. As I say all the time, I'm your host, Marsha Florence for Just Ask. If you have a general question or you have a question about a person with a disability, don't be afraid to ask. Just ask. I'm your host. Thank you.